is going on, Rebel fans? Welcome back to another Running with the Rebel show with your host, Rafael Gonzalez. I'm here for the Week 7 preview today. Today, we're going to talk about the Air Force game a little bit. Back home at Allegiant Stadium. It's going to be the first time we're back home in over a month. I think it's 5 weeks since the last time that we've been home, so it's been quite a while. And we've been on a roll. We still have things that we need to clean up and shore up, but we've been doing a good job of winning games when we need to, coming up with the opportune picks. I think that's the biggest thing about our team, our defense especially, is we're very opportunistic. And when we need the big play, when we need the big interception, when we need the big turnover, whether it be a fumble as well, we get it. We seem to get it. Last week, it was 31. It was, what was it, 31-17, I believe. Wyoming scores a touchdown. They get an offensive pass interference call because the tight end was kind of blocking downfield. Some people say that maybe it shouldn't have been called because the DB didn't really make an effort to get to the wide receiver who did catch the ball. But you can't block downfield. You get the offensive pass interference. And the very next play, we get a pick. Anderson throws a kind of just a crazy pass. He should have probably never thrown up on a fade. It was very, very short. We get the pick. And again, very opportunistic. We come up with that. We end up coming down to score. I think actually it was 24-10, and they were going to come down and score and have all the momentum. They would, because they only had 3 at the half, if I'm not mistaken. And then they had back-to-back drives where they were kind of getting a lot of momentum in that second half. We came back and stopped them. So again, we're opportunistic. We find ways to win games by, even though we might not play the best. The defense did play a little bit better, in my opinion, and did exactly what I kind of wanted them to do in that game. We shut Wyoming down to under 20 points scored. They ended up scoring a touchdown late because of just lackadaisical defense, and that's something that I think I want to get cleaned up. Just because we're up 31-10, put the foot on the gas still, get that one last stop, give it back to our offense so we can take a knee. But instead, we kind of play this laissez-blah defense. We let them score with under 2 minutes left, and then we give up the onside kick again. We're 0 for 2 on onside kicks again today, and it allowed them to have another opportunity to go at it. Thankfully, the defense came out again afterwards and shut them down. 4 and out, I think it was. They didn't even get a first down once they came back out. But that's what should have been done the initial drive before, right? We sat there and we're like, oh, we won the game because we're up 3 scores. And we kind of let them go all the way down in this prevent type defense when we should have shut them down that drive right there. It should have been a 31-10 game. We take a knee, we leave Wyoming and look somewhat dominant defensively. But instead, we give up that late touchdown. We miss the onside kick. They don't score again, so, don't get me wrong, but we have to make an effort to play a full 60 minutes. And just because you're up 3 scores late, or up 3 scores in the first half doesn't mean that the game is over and that you stop, going full, right? Full speed for the whole game. Because like I said, if you go full speed a drive before, instead of waiting for them to get the onside kick and then giving them a 4 and out, if you 4 and out them the previous drive, they don't get the extra 7 points. You look much better on paper, right, with the win. But a win's a win. And so the defense did what I wanted them to do against the offense that's not very good, in my opinion, against Wyoming. This week's test, though, let me tell you, is going to be completely different for the defense. This is why I wanted a kind of a motivator game for them so they feel good about themselves and kind of a confidence booster so they can come out and succeed, because this is going to be by far, in my opinion, the best offense in the Mountain West that we played. In Air Force. Don't get it wrong. I know Air Force is 1-4. They're 0-3 in conference, but it's a little deceiving. If you look at all the games that they've played, these are Wild West shootouts. They score a ton of points, but the other team just scores a little bit more, right? Every loss that Air Force has had, in my opinion, not in my opinion, excuse me, that I've seen, I think is they've scored 30 points or more, and still lost the game. And so their offense is very, very potent. Our defense is going to need to do a fantastic job against the run. I think the key to this game is us stopping them on first and second down on those runs, making them get into forced third and long situations so that way we can defend against the pass better. Sarka is their do-it-all man. Most Air Force offenses throughout the year really rely on just the run here. If you look on the screen here, and you see you got a plethora of different guys with about 200 plus or more yards. But this year they've added this extra wrinkle where they're really passing the ball well. They're kind of lulling the defenses to sleep with runs and then shooting over the top with these massive passes, because you can see he's only got 65 pass attempts up to Calandre's 128. So Calandre's almost doubled him in pass attempts, but he has 850 yards of offensive passing, right? With 7 touchdown passes. He is somewhat susceptible to the pick, so maybe that's something that we can focus on again, being opportunistic. But Air Force lulls you to sleep with their run game, and then when you're least expecting it, or you're trying to double down on the run and really stop the run, they hit you over the top and they get you for big, big yardage over the top on the pass play. So I think our goal here is to stop them on first and second down. Sometimes they take those shots on first down too. I've watched a couple of Air Force games this year against Boise, against Navy. They'll take those shots on with the pass on first down too sometimes to try to catch the defense sleeping or lacking off guard. And so our defense has got to be really prepared, especially our DBs, which is what we do worse in my opinion. We're in the 100-something when it comes to pass. We're like 80-something or 70-something, I think, when it comes to yards against. And so we're going to really need to shore up our DP play, which has been better. I will say that has been a lot better I've seen these last few weeks. Mumu bin Wahid, I believe that's how you say his name. He's been stepping up and playing really well. Quandarius Keys has had a couple really good games lately in coverage and pass deflections. Jake Pope, even last game, kind of impressed me. He had the coverage. There was a deep pass. I believe it was in the first half, and he was right there with his man. So we didn't seem lost like last game, like we've seen in the past from our defense. And so hopefully that maintains itself, and we can play better, because this game's going to rely on our defense of whether we win this game or not. If the defense struggles and we can't stop them, it's going to be a 30-something game, and we either win by 3 or 4 or lose by 3 and 4, in my opinion. If the defense can get a couple big stops and we can kind of stretch that lead out to maybe 2 or 3 scores like we've done in some of these games, I think we can kind of hone in on Air Force and shut them down. But this offense is going to be very hard to stop. This is the best offense in the Mountain West, in my opinion. They rank like yardage wise in like the top 30, I believe it is, and they're like top 10 in rushing. This is by far going to be the best offense that we play. I know some Boise fans might say otherwise, but this is the best offense. And I know some people say, well, they're 1-4, they're not that great. It's their defense that really hinders Air Force. They can't stop anybody. They cannot stop anybody defensively, and really, really struggle to stop people. I think they're dead last in yards given up a game. They're dead last in passing yards given up a game. The defense really struggles for Air Force, and we need that to continue for us to be successful. I expect a big game from Anthony Calandria this week. I expect him to go for over 250 plus, maybe 300 plus yards passing, because the Air Force DB, their DB group is very porous. We're still going to need to establish the run for us to be successful and kind of mix it up and keep the defense off guard. But I expect big things. As long as Calandra takes care of the ball, I expect real big things from him this week. Not like last week where he only had like 100-something yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, which when you're not turning the ball over is still a good game in my opinion, and I have no qualms about it. We won the game, and so, but I think a big game is needed from him, and I think a big game will come from him. And so look forward to that. And this is, like I said, it's going to be whatever defense makes a couple stops is going to put their offense in position to help them win the game. So like I said, Calandra needs to continue his success, taking care of the ball, have a big game passing here. And I know I keep saying it every video, but I feel like Jet just needs more touches, man. I really do. Sarka has 76 attempts rushing, and I know he's the quarterback, and I know it's an option, and I know they run the ball a lot through the quarterback at Air Force, but even Dylan Carson, 49 attempts on Air Force, and Jets only got 61, and he was preseason Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year, I believe, with Madsen, if I'm not mistaken. And so if we're going to set up the run, I would love Jet to get more touches. Kevon Lee's looked really good to me, too, in short yardage situations. He's a big back. He's strong. I definitely like Kevon Lee in those 3rd and shorts, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, right? Or if you need to get a spell for Jet Thomas and for him to get a break. Kevon Lee's done really well, I think. I know the stats may be a little bit deceiving, only 130 yards on the year, but 3 touchdowns. He seems to run the ball strong on those short yardage downs, and he seems to break big plays on those short yardage downs too when he does get the ball. And so defensively, we are going to, like I said earlier in the video, I think the key is stopping them on 1st and 2nd down, putting them on on second and long, third and long situations, so that way you know the pass is coming. You can defend against the pass, right? And I think you'll be more successful against that. When they're in these, second and 5, third and 2, third and 3 situations, you don't know if they can run or pass, and you really have to defend against the run, right? And that can leave you susceptible on the back end to big plays passing, which they've done. And so the key to this game, in my opinion, is those first 2 downs. The defense needs to get pressure, needs to get in the backfield and apply some pressure. Still, Amaris Brown is still the leading sacker on our team. 0 sacks last game. Defensive line and linebackers need to step up. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do something because they get pressure every once in a while, but no one is able to get the quarterback down, and that is a big issue for us. We are going to need to make Sarka, if he is passing, right, make quick decisions and maybe make mistakes when throwing the ball because of some pressure, and we just haven't seemed to be able to do that. Even when we played well last week against Wyoming, it seemed to be an issue for us, and so it's something that we need to clean up. Special teams looked amazing last week. That's going to need to continue too. If we could put Air Force in these long drive situations where they got to drive 90-plus yards, right, and we can get some punts downed inside the 10 and make these really long drives, especially if we're up, because they rely on their rush game a lot. So if we're up a couple scores and Air Force is down a couple scores late, their drives tend to take a long time, right, because they rely on the rush game so much. Giving them long drives, it would be beneficial for us, especially up a couple scores. And so hopefully the special teams can come through. I'll take some block punts again. Don't get me wrong. I'll take some block punts. 2 block punts last week was pretty much the difference in the game. I will say that late touchdown that we gave up, it should have been a 31-10 game. So technically, it wasn't just the differential of the blocks, but the score is the score, right? And the defense gave up the touchdown late, and that was basically the difference in the game last week was the 2 block punts. So hopefully we can continue that aspect. Bradley's cooled off a little bit here for yardage-wise these last couple weeks, but he's still head to toe our best. He's our number 1 wide receiver. I look for him to have a big game as well. When I was saying that Calandry would have a big game, I think Bradley has a 100-plus yard game here, maybe a couple touchdowns, and I can see one of our other receivers having a big game as well. So this is their chance to shine against a defense that's very, very porous. Hopefully Omare or maybe Varkiri Gums comes up and makes some big plays. JoJo Earl's been kind of a disappointment this year. I've actually liked Irving Jr. a little bit better when I've seen him play. But any one of these secondary wide receivers or even the tight ends, like I was saying about Varkarius Gums. Varkari, I think that's how you say his first name. But I'm bad with name pronunciation, so excuse me. But I can see them having big games as well. Gums has done very, very well when it comes to PFF, when it comes to just his overall score in that and being a good tight end. And so playing against a very porous defense, I can see him having a cool 4 or 5 catches, them leaving the tight ends open, maybe focusing on Bradley a little bit too much. I can see him and Eskins and Elksins. Hold on. I'm going to say it right. Elksinus having big games, right? And so look for the tight end game to be really crucial here. Look for a secondary wide receiver to maybe have a big game. But even if they focus on Bradley, I just don't think Air Force's defense is very good. I see him having a very big game today. And opportunistic D. Again, if we're not going to get the stops, yardage-wise, we're going to have to get a pick. We're going to have to get a fumble of some sort somewhere. And I can see that happening. We've shown that we've consistently done it all year, and so I think it's something that we're good at, something of being in the right place at the right time, and so we're going to need to get a turnover or 2 and protect the ball ourselves. But, yeah, I think coming down into prediction here in the end of my video, I think we win again. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I think the defense makes 1 or 2 opportunistic stops or good stops here towards the end of the game to kind of help us inch out that victory. But it's still going to be a close game. And I'm going to say it's going to be a 35-31 type game. I'll say 35-31 UNLV Rebels. The over-under is really, really high too, but it's for good reason. We've given up a lot of points. We score a lot of points. They give up a ton of points, and they rack up a ton of points themselves. So if the defense can step up here, this would be a really, really good understanding for me moving into this Boise game next week. And we can't look ahead. That's another thing that we should probably talk about is we can't look ahead to this Boise game. This offense is too good on Air Force that if we look ahead and our offense sputters 1 or 2 drives, it could be a disastrous game for us at home. And so we need to not look ahead in that aspect. But if the defense can come out against an offense like this and really kind of hold their own and shut them down, even into the 20s. I don't think Air Force has scored into the 20s at all this season. It's always been 30-plus points or more. And so if the defense can come and shut Air Force's offense down to 24 points, 27 points, something even like that, I think that's a very, very good sign that we're moving in the right direction defensively. We definitely need more pressure defensively. I don't know where we're going to get it from, but the defensive line or linebackers need to step up in that aspect and apply some more pressure because we need sacks. We need to generate QB hurries. We need to generate some sacks defensively so that way it helps us out and puts Air Force in those second and long, third and long situations where we can really hone down on the pass and stop them. But yeah, 35-31 is going to be the prediction for me. Rebels win going into that big Boise State game that's going to be on the road in Boise. It's a 1:30 Mountain, 12:30 Pacific start time in Boise next week. So we'll go over that a little bit more. But I think that benefits us as well. It's not going to be super, super cold at night because I think it's like low 30s, high 50s in Boise when we go next week. But we got to take care of business this week. I think we will. I think it's going to be another Wild West shootout when it comes to both offenses scoring a lot of points. And we will see you guys. I know I didn't do the day after report this week. I've been kind of busy. I've been kind of not feeling the best. But there's definitely going to be a day after report this week. I'm going to do a Mountain West Power Rankings report Tuesday as well. I'm going to stick to that and make a commitment to myself because I've kind of been lacking in that aspect. So you'll see about 3 or 4 different videos this week, and then we'll do the preview for Boise earlier too. Instead of Friday mornings when I'm recording this, we'll probably do it like Wednesday. We'll do the Boise State preview. So you're going to have a Sunday video from me, a Tuesday video from me when it comes to the power rankings, and then the Wednesday we're going to drop the Week 8 preview against Boise State. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy the content, if you like me just over here, just kind of chopping it up, talking bullshit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I try to do this every week, and I'm going to be trying to do it more consistently with more videos every week as well. Rebel basketball season's coming up too. I'm going to be going ahead and covering that as well. So if you guys are interested in Rebel basketball news or anything like that, come tune in. Leave me a comment. Let me know what I'm doing right so I can go ahead and continue adding that into the videos. I've been doing the stats. I like the stats on the screen. I think I'm going to keep myself small. We don't need my big head all up in the middle of the screen. So I'll do some kind of stats whenever I'm doing some videos. And yeah, if you dislike the videos, hit a dislike. Go in the comments. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Well, let me know what you think is what I'm doing porous, right? And I'll try my best to try to fix it and correct it for the next coming week's videos. Other than that, let's go Rebs. Let's get a dub. I think they said wear red for the game, so everybody should wear some kind of red, whether it be a red T-shirt, scarlet T-shirt, or your red hat. I'm probably going to be wearing this one. This is I think this is my son's hat though. He's gonna want to wear this one too. So maybe I might have to wear my black one because that's the only other Rebel hat I have. But wear red this Saturday. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your Raider friends. I see a lot of Raider people on X complaining about how the Raiders suck. They do. Come on down to Allegiant Stadium. It's the same stadium. You come there every Sunday. Just come a day earlier. Come watch the Rebels, man. They deserve it. They're 5-0. We're looking to make another run in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Support the team, man. Support your local teams. I know some people might not be college folks, but would you rather go see some product that's trash, right? And lose every week and give yourself disappointment, and heartburn and heart attack, threats, or would you rather come down and watch a team who's 5-0? 1-0 in conference, making a push for a Mountain West Conference Championship and needs your support, right? So come on down to the Rebel games if you've never been. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Find a tailgate or something, but come on down. Bring your friends, bring your family, and we'll see you guys at 12:30 is the game? 12:30. I got a flag football game at 10 for my son that I'm coaching, but we'll be there. We'll be there. We're making it straight after the flag football game, and we're going to head down. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. UNLV, go, fight, win. Let's go, Rebs. Let's go, Rebs. See y'all, guys. Have a good weekend.